All right, let's have this conversation. There are things that you and I were taught not long ago that were true, but in fact, those things are lies today. We're not going to call them lies. My son, Weston, he calls them fakes. So there are some fakes today that were true not long ago because they weren't always fakes, right? They weren't always lies. But today, they are no longer true. See, facts change. And the fact of the matter is, 10, 15, 20 years ago, good advice. Today, not so great advice. And in fact, if you still abide by those same rules, I can guess or bet that you're probably falling behind financially. And so if you're new to this channel, welcome to the channel. I'm the Middleman CEO Shon-Jhon. And my goal on this channel is just to teach you some things about money and finance that you probably weren't aware of, just to give you some new information so that you can make the best decisions for you and your family and those you love and care about the most. And we're going to talk about just a couple, 3 things today that I believe was good advice just a few years ago, but today it's no longer good advice. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you can be there when I drop new content. And here, I'm just going to give it to you straight. So I hope this is something that helps you. I hope it's something that shifts your perspective, gives you a new outlook on your finances. But I'm just here to tell you, wherever you are financially today, you don't have to be there tomorrow. Now, I know most of you, you're so beat up and emotionally drained that no matter what I tell you, you still will be a pessimist. You still will look at it and go, yeah, that might work for some, but not for others. Listen, there are no rules in this universe that says the law has to work for some and not the others. Gravity works for everybody. Polarity works on everything, right? If you reap what you sow, it's the law of the universe for everyone and everything. It is what it is. So don't for a second believe that, and by the way, the psychology messes a lot of you up. Don't for a second believe that you can't. Yes, you can. Now, whatever it is that you want, you can. If you want nothing, you can. If you want something, you can. I always say, listen, be careful of the story you tell yourself because it's the truth. Not because it is true, because of who's telling you. You are. So always be mindful of that. So again, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. Let's get into it. So there are things that are, I'll say it this way. There are things that you and I were either taught or we've been exposed to in our lives growing up where, especially if you're over 30 like me, growing up where these things were true. And here we are today, and these things are no longer true. So let's dip into it. First one off the top of my head, I'm just going to do this off the top of my head. The first one's going to be having or trusting a job to take care of you long term. So there was a day where there were safe, secure jobs. Jobs that you can have for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. There was a day when this stuff was true. There was a day when this stuff was accurate. There was a day when this stuff was the truth. 100%, where you can get up and punch a clock for the next 30 or 40 years at the same job. Today, however, that is not the truth. In fact, it's so far from the truth that if you find someone who's been at a job for 10 years, you'd be amazed, right? So, by the way, these jobs don't want you there for 30 or 40 years. That's a video for another day, but we'll just leave it at that. Secondly, all right, so the jobs are not safe, secure under any circumstance. Secondly, having one source of income was a good idea. It created stability and it took care of you. In fact, it laid your foundation to take care of yourself, your family, and your lifestyle. Now, I'm here to tell you, today, one source of income is the danger zone. Why? Because in this case, one is none. So if you have one source of income and you get clipped at your job, now how many sources of income do you have? Exactly. Right? In fact, here's an exercise you could do that should scare the daylights out of you and provoke you into taking some action. I've done this, and it scared the heebie-jeebies out of me, whatever that is. But it scared me, and I didn't have the heebie-jeebies anymore. And it'll scare you to death and make you go, wait a minute, I better do something. This guy in a pink hat, random guy on YouTube, he might be right. Might be onto something. And so here's what happened. I sat down one day and I started writing down all the expenses in my life. All right, we got this, we got that, we got this, just a few years ago. And I was like, how do we pay all of this? And paycheck, 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 paycheck. Everything was paid for by the paycheck because that was the only source of income. And I went, okay, what if something happens to the paycheck? No utilities, no vehicle, no insurance, no rent, no mortgage, no cable, no phone, no internet, no lights, no school clothes for my kids, no gas. And I was like, oh my gosh. Without even realizing it, I realized that my life was managed or governed by, because we always talk about, you know, America being a democracy, or we don't want to be, you know, we don't want to be a totalitarian state, or what do you call it, communist. But that's exactly what your life is, because the ruling tyrant in your life over your finances, that is don't go back and tell your spouse this. This is not about your spouse, it's about your finances. Smash thumbs up if you guys understand what I'm saying, if you're tracking this. The ruler is your paycheck. So your paycheck is ruling your entire life, because if you remove your paycheck, what do you do now? And so a lot of you, here's take me to my third one, segue to my third one perfectly. A lot of you make this mistake that long ago was not a mistake. You stack money in the bank in anticipation of a rainy day or an emergency day, or layoff, or firing, or mergering, or any of those words that mean bye-bye to you, sir and ma'am. Your services are no longer needed today. We won't be bringing you back tomorrow. Why didn't you fire me over the phone? Because I need that badge. So come on now. I'm preaching better than y'all, amen. And I know it's happened to me. You cannot look at my lifestyle, look at these videos and go, oh, dude, you always had it. No, 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 no. Most people who are successful in life, and there are people 1,000 times more successful than me, but I'm just an average guy trying to change my life. And you guys can do the same. It takes a little while. It's a journey, but the time's going to go by anyway. You may as well get on the train to success. That's why I do these videos. I wish these videos were here 10, 20 years ago when I was making mistakes, when I didn't know what I was doing, people were teaching me the wrong thing financially. I wish I had access to something like this. I wish I had access to you, Shon-Jhon. I wish you were on here doing this, and I could have used this and activated my money mindset and changed my life. I wish you were here all that time ago, but you weren't. And now we got access to that. And that's why I do these videos, to give this info to you so that you can learn from it. And stay tuned to the end of the video. I got something cool for you. And we trust these jobs. No. Wrong. We only go through life with one source of income. Big mistake. And then what do? Just to protect ourselves, hedge ourselves, or create some type of insurance, we stack money in a bank. And then what do? We leave it there. Well, why is that a problem? Because a couple things. Number one, what do you call that account? You call it an emergency or rainy day account, right? Then you're manifesting an emergency or rainy day. My advice to you is don't manifest the things you don't want. That's anxiety and insanity. Don't do that. We don't want rainy days. We don't want emergencies. They're going to come anyway, but we don't want to call them. I sure as heck don't want to invite them. So don't do that. No rainy days, no emergencies, nothing like that. Change the name of the account to something you're actually looking forward to. What is that? Opportunity. My account, my wife can tell you, it's called an opportunity account. When I go to the bank, I'm like, what's in our opportunity account? Because I never know. By the way, guys, when you get married, because people always talk about, I got to know everything that's in my bank account. I don't. I don't know what's in it. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, that money belongs to the wife and kids if anything ever happens to me. My job is to go out and make more. That's it. That's it. I always tell my friends jokingly, I'm like, dude, I just get allowance. If I'm going to eat with you at Wingstop, I got to get an allowance. I got to get a cash app to come and eat with you. I don't have money, and I don't. I rarely have money because my ambition, my drive is in the hustle, is in the I hate to use the word grind because it ain't really a grind, but that's where my motivation is, taking care of my family. So, but there I go chasing that rabbit again, silly rabbit. And sometimes there's a lot of bunnies. So, but again, you stack your money in these accounts, leave your money in there, and then what happens? The emergency comes, and then, okay, let's fast forward. Let's say you're right. Let's say you stack your money in an account. You save up $5,000. Most people don't have that, so let's say you do. You save up $5,000. By the way, 80% of America don't have that in their account. If you can't save real money, why are we even saving? That's a question from a video for another day. But $5,000 in your account, let's say an emergency or something happens, bam, you got the $5,000, you take care of it, and you lose your job, you got to pay your bills, $5,000 covers that, bam, you're good. You're going to say, Sean, I told you, if you put $5,000 in and save up money in the account, dude, look, I got laid off, I was able to pay my bills for a month and take care of my family, and now we're good. And then I'm going to say, okay, that's interesting. Let me ask you a couple things, right? Number one, how often does emergencies happen in your life? Not very often? Okay. Number two, if you didn't have the $5,000 in the bank, would there have been another way that you could have found a way, got creative and found a way to pay off whatever you needed to pay off, take care of yourself and your family? You could have swiped a credit card. You could have borrowed money. You could have taken out a loan. You could have asked a friend. You could have asked family. I'm just asking. Was it all due the same day, or was it kind of spread out? Exactly. See, there are other ways to do this. So that kind of alleviates the idea of stacking it in the bank, right? So, but you guys are thinking that, hey, that protects me. Let me tell you what protects you. And never forget this. Cash flow. Cash flow protects you because cash flow hedges you from emergencies and rainy days. So when bad times come, and they will come, I understand that. But here's a better idea. You can stack that money in the bank, which is the worst thing, one of the worst things you could do with money next to going to a casino. I've worked at a casino. Don't go. I love that they don't have them in Texas. I know they have some spread out, but I hope they never get them. So, but, because they destroy lives. There's that rabbit again. Help me, y'all. Help me stay focused. By the way, if you have a question or comment, you're welcome to drop it. If you want to add something to this story, you're welcome to drop it. If you want to ask a question, you're welcome to drop it. Before I forget really quickly and finish talking about this, I'm going to be doing a training. I'm going to be teaching you guys the blueprint on how to make money from your phone. I keep emphasizing that you have to learn how to make money when you're not at work. You can do it from your phone, from your laptop. It's really easy. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to get out of bed. All you have to do is find customers for other businesses, connect the customer to the business, and get paid to do it. On average, about $100, $150 every time you do it. I have students who do it over and over again. So, and I do it over and over again since 2020. So how does that look? Like Uber. Uber is a middleman company. That's what I teach you to build. No, not Uber. I don't teach you to build Uber, but I teach you the blueprint, where Uber is a middleman company. They connect a customer to a business, right? That's all a middleman company does. But Uber's case, they connect a driver to a rider, and then they get paid for the connection. So every time a connection is made, every time somebody jumps in your car, you drive them around, because Uber doesn't do it. They don't do the driving. They're just a middleman company. You do the driving. So every time it happens, Uber gets paid a cut every time you go to work in your own car. Uber doesn't own the car. So Uber is a great example of a middleman company. So I teach you how to choose an industry, whatever industry you want to get into. I'm in the website design industry. I middleman that. I'm in the moving industry and the home cleaning industry. 3 industries. And I don't do any of it. I don't know how to build your website. You don't want me to know. I'll probably destroy something, right? In the world or something. He's just trying to build a website in the world. Yeah, that's me. You don't want me there. I'm chaos, Dr. Chaos. And so And when somebody needs to get moved here in Dallas, they can go to my company's website, book, pay a deposit, get dispatch. That's it. In fact, we'll help you set up your website where you can book. It'll do the booking, the deposit, the dispatch without needing you. This stuff is so easy. But I've been doing this since 2020. I can teach you guys how to do it. It's very easy, very simple. If you want to learn how to do it, want to learn how to make money from home by being a middleman, connecting a rider to a driver like Uber, then I can teach you how to do that. Put the word middleman in the comments below, or click the link in the video description below, and let's get to it. So again, saving money, a better idea would be cash flow. So instead of saving money, try cash flow. What is that? Well, $5,000 is not a lot of money. The problem with saving money and then using it for an emergency is when you use it for the emergency, what do you have now? You have nothing. You still don't have the job. Even if you get a job, it takes a couple weeks to get paid. You don't have the income. We don't even know how much you're going to make on the new job. Even if you get it, you might be unemployed for 6 months. We don't know. So the $5,000 is going to go away anyway. Here's a better idea. While you still have your job, while you still have that source of income, go ahead and use some of the money out of your bank account to make more money. Start a business, start a side hustle, a middleman business, a vending machine, baking cookies, whatever you got to do. There's 1,001 things you can do, but you got to figure out a way. The question you should be saying is, all right, we got this money in the bank while I still have a job. Let's use some of this money to try to learn to make more money so that when I do lose this job, because that day is coming, we'll be able to take care of ourselves because we've already prepared for the day I don't have a job by creating income from another source. Make sense? Somebody hit thumbs up if it makes sense. So you're not going to get this on any other channel because I know people aren't out here like giving you the truth. There's a lot of fluff out there. I'm not that guy. I don't have time to fluff you. I'm just going to give it to you straight. Cannot trust your job as your only source of income. No job is safe, secure, or reliable. And don't stack money in the bank account just to leave it there. If you're going to stack it to use it. Stack it to multiply it. The next time you get your hands on $1,000, don't say, what can I buy? Ask yourself, what can I try? Try something to create cash flow. That money in the bank should be at work. It should be employed. Don't leave it in the bank. The banks are going to use it to do what I'm telling you to do. Play the game a different way. All right, guys, I got to go. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. Let me know what you think about these videos in the comments. And if you guys are serious about turning your life around financially, put the word middleman in the comments, and I'll see you in the training piece.